Okay. I gotta get Prism set up on this one so I give everybody a proper notice. I just don't like the way YouTube does its little countdown and all that stuff. So, for the one to join in late, uh, welcome to Chuck Chats. Today, we're gonna take a little something. Talk about scams here on YouTube, financial scams mainly, not just on here on YouTube, but other video platforms that we have seen over the years. And I have seen some doozies over the years since I've been watching YouTube videos since we discovered the website back in 2008, maybe 2007, 2008. I think it was around 2008, early 2008, uh, all that stuff. And I have seen some doozy scams even back then uh, that will never go today and that. But it seems like the latest scams is involving the GoFundMe and other crowd funding stuff. And I have seen a lot of scams over the years. I think we talked about this a few live streams ago, but I thought I'd just touch it over again because it seems like people are still falling into the trap and all that stuff of scams and the form of e-begging and all that stuff. So uh, even I did admit I did something on my main channel, which is no. I thought it was it's one of those what they call YouTube goals, and I put a poll over there on my main channel on the Angie and Chuck show, and it was something close vote. I think it had 17 votes, but I think 59 of you guys said it's not former e-begging. The other 40 plus said yes, it is, and that. But that is a rubber stamp by YouTube, where basically you set a goal, you set some financial goals, how many you need, how many you want, and how you're going to celebrate it and all that stuff. And I remember going out to Vegas. I did it as a joke. I call it the coffee fund, and lo and behold, I got my coffee fund met. that, but we're talking about something far worse than that. The biggest scam I ever seen on YouTube, and I think still one of the biggest to date that I am aware of. And believe it or not, back in 2009, if I was like 2009 or 2010, I forgot what YouTube channel it was, but it involved the PayPal. It's called the PayPal 50/50 raffle, or not the 50/50, but it was a guaranteed uh, raffle of some kind, and they have to drop $1,000 into the PayPal to get an entry for a chance at $100,000. This is one YouTuber. Forgot what his channel name is. All of a sudden, uh, it all backfired on him. Technically, he had a lot of takers, a lot of suckers fell for that scam. Hey, I'm going to put $1,000 in that guy's PayPal for a shot at $100,000. Yeah, uh, he said $100,000 guaranteed. Well, as the time I got close to drawing, he made a video posting that because of certain laws and all that stuff, that he had required to donate a percentage of it to charity, and the rest is up for grabs. Well, he still didn't get what he wanted. He only generated $67,000 minus the percentage that PayPal took, uh, and all of a sudden he comes back out with another video saying that he has to give away, he has to donate 90% of that to charity and 10% as a prize. And that's where, when they started changing the rules of the game, that's where red flags went up. I mean, red flags went crazy up there. And most of the people was demanding refunds and all that stuff, calling out the channel and all that stuff. So never gave away the $100,000. In fact, he never gave any of that money. Somehow it ended up being in his bank account, and it seems like his channel was gone at the time. So yeah, so that's another great scam. I talked about uh, when people criticize e-beggars here online, and all of a sudden you become one and become one of the worst ones online. I remember a YouTube channel. This is a guy from out of Canada. Uh, he was criticizing all the e-beggars here on YouTube. Like Travels Elvis Travels, No Man Fanatic, a couple this channel, a couple of that channels, a few other channels in between, and he thought, maybe I'll do a fundraiser to see if people donate for a whatever item that he wanted was a boat and trailer and all that stuff. So he started to do that, raising money for his new boat. Well, he had enough money for the new boat, never bought it. But he did was, I'm going to raise money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. Yeah, that is the worst scam you want to do, because you can actually, like I said, you can actually go to the website of St. Jude and donate there. Uh, don't donate to a YouTube channel because they're going to raise money for St. Jude. That's usually red flags, means they're going to take the money and run, and that's usually never good on that. You might just kiss your money goodbye one way or another. Like I said, the old St. Jude scam, we called it, basically. And he got legal hot water, not just here on YouTube, but he also broke a few Canadian laws when it comes to fundraising and all that stuff. You got to be careful with your laws. Doesn't matter where if you're originating your broadcasts from a certain state, you got to be aware of all the laws. That's why I try not to do giveaways no more. If I do giveaways, usually on the main channel, I can do what I do is I can give away memberships and that. That's probably the best giveaway I'm going to get. That giveaways just a pain in the butt. That's why I don't try to do them no more. I got people who watch me to do a giveaway. I just really it's a lot of legal issues. Laws has changed over the years and that. So what could be legal today could be illegal tomorrow and maybe back legal the next day. You just don't know. All the laws flip flop and all that stuff. And of course, the ever popular, like I said, they're very popular. People does this almost all the time. It's the GoFundMe scam, where they set up a fake fund for a funeral cost. As many YouTubers has done this, and they raise money to get people to donate their hard-earned money to a funeral cost and or a surgery cost that never even happened. And they found out that yeah, my twin sister died. I gotta raise money for her funeral costs. Then about a month later, that's a miracle. She's alive. She's alive. Oh, she's alive. She's always been alive. Yeah, but where's the money for her funeral costs? Yeah. Did you just post it? Did they just post a video that they went to Hawaii on that money? Yeah. Uh, they got in trouble too by YouTube because it's misleading. And there's a fine line. A lot of people, when they look at the terms of services, they just look like, yeah, a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo and all that stuff. They just put their okay on it. Then they found out that now they don't have a channel no more because they violated terms of service. Yeah, real bright. So you got to know what you're doing on all these. Uh, I know YouTube does rubber stamp some of these scams. Well, I don't really want to call them scams, but a lot of people don't do them anyway because they think it is a scam, could turn into a scam. I'm surprised not a whole lot of beggars even taking advantage of this. Probably didn't know about it until like now. But like I said, we're a year into I think I said we was almost like a year into what they call YouTube goals. And what it is, it's just, I'm surprised a lot of YouTubers didn't even consider this. Set up a goal and see how much money they raise, to see how they'll do the money that way, and all that stuff. And most of them has never met their goals, and which is good because I think people think how they celebrate it is considered a red flag too, and all that stuff. If you want to contribute to your favorite creator, there's always what they call, when they go live, there's always a super chat. If you enjoy their content, if you really like their content, then you contribute there. Or if they have like a cat, or would they do an edited video and you think wow, that's a great video. Here's $1 tip for that great video. Yeah, you do it that way too, and all that stuff. Uh, but would goals be a set of a new scam? It all depends how much they want for a total minimum. I keep my minimum. If I do it once, if I ever do it again, it just keeps. I wish I can go down to $1, but YouTube will not go no lower than $2 for some reason. It's like, okay, YouTube, you just rubber stamp your e-bagging bit, all that. So would I ever do it again? I don't know. I just have to put a poll up. I have to put another poll up on my main channel and that. But I'm just asking you guys right now, basically. I know there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of scams involving the GoFundMe's and all that stuff. And the biggest one I saw was the PayPal scam, where they guaranteed a $100,000 giveaway to a lucky winner. And it never happened. They took the money and ran and that. So that's usually what these e-baggers do. If they're desperate for money, I mean, very, very desperate for money, this is what they do. This is what they fall back on. And this is what gets them in legal hot water and that, because what you're doing is misleading your audience and that. So if you got to come across a live stream, say, hey, I'm raising funds for St. Jude Children's Hospital. Here's a better idea. Google up St. Jude Children's Hospital, and you could donate directly to them and that. Just donate directly to them. Oh, I'm going to raise funds for Make-A-Wish. Yes, I'm going to raise funds for Make-A-Wish to help the kids who are dying of cancer and other diseases. So help them. Yeah, what you just did, you just paid for that guy's vacation instead of a sick child. Yeah, you always go to Make-A-Wish and donate directly to them and that. And there is legit operations. Always check the credentials if you have to. But there's people who will raise funds for such events like MDA. The fire department here in town does it all the time. They have what they call a boot collection. They just had one about a month or so ago, and all that money goes right to MDA directly and all that stuff. And McDonald's always did the McDonald's house. You donate your change into that little thing there, and it goes to right to the Ronald McDonald House. The newest one is in Iowa City, technically in a way. So they help fund that in a way by using your change and all that stuff. And but yeah, a lot of people just will post a picture of something, help raise funds for this person, that person, and they found out that person has never been sick in a day of their lives. That is a sad, sad scam. And that it always scams. It's all about how can I sucker my audience into a dream vacation? Oh yeah, let's fake my girlfriend's death. Yeah, we saw that scam before. And then, no, what happened to that channel? Gone. Gone. Total breach of contract terms of service and all that stuff. So, yeah, so I'm usually, if I do donate to something like a funeral cost, I'm usually to see if it's an identical same link. I will check the links to make sure they're identical. Make sure people are properly posting the right one, because someone took advantage of Finny the Legends. They posted the wrong link and found out that link went to somebody's vacation fund. And when the GoFundMe found out, they shut it down really quick. And I think they refunded the money too before they even got it, before they were able to withdraw it. So there's some links that are legit and all that stuff. When I posted a link over on the main channel, I made sure it was the legit channel. They still get donations to this day and all that stuff because they they kind of underestimated. I think they're probably raising some fund for the kid, for his grandkids, to make sure they have a college fund too. On top of that, that's not bad of an idea. That should have been a separate uh, entity and all that stuff. So and and that. So uh, yeah, if I got down sick in a hospital, laid up in a hospital, and that, so I want to see a person of my photo. I want my photo in a hospital bed with all the tubes, nostrils, all connected, trying to save my life. That's probably why, and it's in a hospital too, setting. That's probably the way I'll do the GoFundMe that way, just to make sure people looks like, wow, he is sick and that and all that. Well, yeah, you can't buy that equipment and just. I mean, the hospital room is very clean and pristine and all that stuff. So, uh, if you guys know any other big scams, if you watch this on a later date, leave it down in the comments down below when this goes as a regular edited video. I'm just going to make a short one today. Uh, like I said, there's a lot of YouTube scams out there. Like I said, the famous one that people probably forgot about is the GoFundMe, not just the GoFundMe scams. There's, like I said, the one gotten leaked. There was like they'll use Children's Hospital. That's the lowest form of scams right there. Raising money for St. Jude Hospital or Make a Wish or MDA, and found out that you could do it through their breakfasts, firemen's boot drive, and all that stuff. But when someone online says, "I'm going to raise money for MDA, I'm going to raise money for all this stuff," what you do is you raise money for their dream vacation instead. Make them earn it in that. So yeah. But if this channel was monetized, if we had a super thanks, if you like it, yeah, leave a little something if you want, but you don't have to. Nobody's not putting the gun to your head to do it. I try not to demand a whole lot out of my audience over on the main channel, because really, it gets you nowhere. It just gets you people to unsub and all that stuff and that. So if I do come back later in the week or so, I'll talk to you what it's like to be a YouTube creator and how thick a skin you gotta have, because if we learned in a recent month and a half, in the recent weeks and years, in order to be a YouTube creator, you better have thick skin, because if you don't, you could end up being a jailbird, facing possibly execution and all that stuff, because you did something you regretted in your life. I'll just talk about some of that possibly next time here on Shark Chats. But like I said, be careful with scams, not just here on YouTube. They're also on Twitch and all the other platforms. We're talking about all the platforms, video platforms you can think of. There's scams everywhere. The old accident scam. Oh no, I wrecked my $250,000 car on a live stream. You guys gotta help me pay for a new one. No, we don't. It's something called insurance. But probably when insurance saw the live stream, you probably said, "Nope, we're not paying for your stupidity. You're paying this out of pocket, boy." Yeah. Jack Doherty, that's you. And that. So, yeah, he's known to scam his audience a lot of money, and he lives a high lifestyle. Wow, I wonder how much money he really scams and how he lives such a high lifestyle. Almost $1,000 a week as his living expense. Wow. I'd be lucky enough to make $1,000 a month. I'd be lucky enough on the main channel to even make $100 in a month. And that, if I did, that means we get some good videos. Had to come down to, but all right, this is a non-monetized channel. It'll be monetized hopefully soon. Hopefully, knock on wood, and that. But yeah, scams. Be careful of them. The people will go live and do the woe is me. Oh, these kids are dying and we gotta help them. Yeah, let's raise money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. Let's do it. Donate to this channel. Well, I'll make sure the money goes there. No, it's not. It's going to your dream vacation instead. Yeah. be aware of online people doing that stuff. Uh, when they do the when they do the 50-50. Oh, before I forget, uh, when your people do group polls on slot machines, make sure that you are attending one. Don't feed into the crowd saying, "Can I'll donate $100 if you play this slot machine for me?" No, don't do it, because that's one thing I'm not going to do. Actually, I should be saying it on my main channel, because I had people even ask me, if I donate $100 into PayPal, will you play a slot machine for me? No, it's illegal for me to do that, because they've been cracking down on that lately. It's called it's called money laundering and wire fraud. So uh, you donate to the channel, but you can't donate. Say, can you play this for me and win and pay me the difference in that? They ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna put themselves at risk of legal issues and all that stuff. It comes down to legal issues too, and that. So we are aware of that situation. So I try to nip in the bud as best as I can right away. All right, like I said, we're gonna make this a short one today. Please like, share, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe button, notification bell. Next week or maybe earlier, who knows what I'm in the mood for. Just watch for the notification bell when I go live here on the channel, and we'll talk about YouTube creators must have thick skin, because we know most of them don't. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Thank you for watching.